Welcome back to Just Saying. Have you ever felt like parenting is just a series of unfortunate events narrated by goldfish crackers and sticky fingers? Same. But what if there were tools, like actual tools, easy tools to bring little harmony to the madness? Today's guest, Craig Parks, has spent over 30 years working with kids as a camp director, educator, musician, and youth leader. Oh, and he's a dad too, with one kid on the autism spectrum, so he knows the drill. He's here to show us how music, mindfulness, and meaningful rituals can turn parenting mayhem into something a little more magical. Hey friends, I'm here with Craig Parks, author, camp director, youth educator, musician, father of two, who has a parenting course and a new book. Welcome to Just Saying, Craig.
Thanks, Jessica. It's great to be with you. How are you today?
I am doing good. I was just talking to you before. I live in California and it's a hot day today. So I'm running that AC as good as I can. It's going to be a scorcher. Craig, so you've worked with kids for over 30 years, right?
I have.
Okay. And you have a new book and you currently have a course. You have a new book coming out. You have a book that you've already released, but, what inspired you? What inspired you in your 30 years of working with kids as a, let's say, camp director, right? And youth educator, but you're the guy that all the parents love because you give us all a break. and we give them to you and then we take a little bit of break, but let's rewind a little bit. Tell me a little bit of your story.
All right. Well, I've always loved working with kids. Even being a babysitter when I was a teenager, and I got my first camp counselor job when I was 19 years old. And honestly, Jessica, I could not believe I was getting paid to have this experience. Like, my connection with the kids was so magical. It was this day camp. There were 60 kids in the camp, and there were 5 other counselors along with me. And I noticed that the other 5 I was working with were not having the same kind of experience that I was. I mean, I think for them it was just a summer job, but for me,
Right.
like, waking up in the morning was the best thing. I'm like, yeah, I get to go back. And because my connection with these kids was so joyful, and it was just unbelievable. And so something
Well,
magical.
kids read into that too. When you're positive, they actually are drawn to that and they want that, because they're there to have a good time. They're excited to be there too, right? So I think kids would be more drawn to someone like you than that ho hum and do I have to do this kind of thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For some of the,
without a
yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
I think it's true actually of all people, not just kids. I think we're all kind of very sensitive to people's energies. If we're around somebody who's grumpy, we're not lit up ourselves. But if we're around somebody who's, energized and feels good and positive, we're more drawn. And so I think you're absolutely right. And that summer really changed my life because I was like, wow, I love this so much. And eventually I then went to work 2 summers later, because the next summer I was actually living in Australia. I was an exchange student. But that next summer I went to work at a sleepaway camp, and I was working with teenagers too, and mind blowing. It was such an incredible experience. So I've now, in these 2 camp experiences, had an opportunity to work with kindergarten through 6th grade, and then kind of 6th grade through, with 18-year-olds. And I realized that I loved it all. And it was a fascinating experience. And then when I graduated college, I wrote a proposal to start a day camp with the JCC here in the North County part of San Diego. I was really young, and for some reason they accepted my proposal, and I became a very young camp director. This was many, many years ago, and it was incredible to get to hire.
Were you
And
scared?
I I was I was so petrified at first. Yeah. Especially that first open house or that orientation
Mhm.
night when parents were there. I'm like, I, these are parents who are like way older than me, and I don't have any kids. I'm 23.
Mm.
Um,
Right.
but I did know that I was great. I knew that I was really, really great in working with kids and connected. And I knew I actually had a philosophy already from the experiences I'd had. Um, but yes, I was very nervous. But it went great, and I ran that camp for 3 years. And then several years later, I started another camp that I ran for nearly a quarter of a century. And getting to start 2 summer camps from scratch was such a treat because, one, I got to have my own mission statement. I got to write the mission statement, and I got to help create this culture where kids ultimately was this: is something that I think we all want, where kids can truly be themselves without being judged and be celebrated for their individuality, feeling they're part of a community so that they didn't have to conform, be like everybody else to have a place of belonging. No, it was their uniqueness that added to the community. And so to create a culture where every kid could be as wacky and as weird as I am, and we could just like celebrate life and we could also deal with conflict resolution in a healthy
Right.
way was like just the best. And so that was kind of my camp career. And I also got to be the song leader and got to create music culture around.
So you're a musician, right? What instrument do you play?
So my first instrument was piano. But my primary instrument now is guitar, and I play acoustic and electric, and I'm in bands, and I rock out, play around town. But I also do a lot of kids. I've done kids concerts, and I do music for preschools and I've
Right.
written a lot of music for my own children too.
I used to love bringing in people because I used to own one of the largest preschools in my town. And I asked you if you were scared because I know what it's like to open up a huge place with, we had 140 kids on my first day. So I know what it's like to open up on day one with a lot of kids. And you're like, okay, now what? So, but it takes a lot of planning and forethought about how the day is going to roll. Like every second needs to be scripted in a way. And so I kind of understand like your first day rolling in, especially you at a young age, 23, that's very, very young for such a big responsibility. And I'm sure that weighed on your shoulders as well. But I used to call, but getting back to what I was trying to say, but I used to bring in guitarists and we played a lot of Greg and Steve, if you know who that is. And, but I mean, children's music is like, it's so fun and uplifting and the children just really love it. And, kids learn through play and they learn through music. And so I just applaud you for doing that and going around and, entertaining the kids with music, good music, stuff that, it doesn't need a label, you know what I mean? Like rated R. No, not this one. But anyways, I'm sorry. I totally took us off topic, but I love your story. Actually, I think it's actually really cool. So what led you? Okay. So you have all this experience, like 30 years, right? So what inspired you to turn that all into your company, which is Parenting Harmony? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm based here in San Diego, and I know that I've gotten to be connected with so many kids and so many families here in this area over the last 30 plus years, and I've been just honored to like, and people have told me like the effects I've had on them, and I got to a point. One, I also am now a dad. I've got two kids. I've got actually a 21-year-old son who is on the autism spectrum, and I've got an 11-year-old girl as well. And being a dad to these two, in addition to all of the thousands of kids and parents I've worked with, realize I think that as you get older, you start thinking a little bit more about like, well, how can I squeeze the most amount of who I am and my gifts to the world? And I just felt like, you know what, I've helped a lot of parents and I've helped a lot of kids, and we have this thing called the internet, and I can actually help so many more. And when I think about each family having more joy, more connection, more love, more bonding in their homes, and the ripple effects that has for society, I'm like, let's do this because I've gotten proven techniques and philosophies and songs and music and activities, and I want to share it with the world now. I don't want to just keep it localized. And so now I'm really, really excited to get this out there.
Have you ever, I mean, I'm not going to, I'm going to digress again. I don't want to, I'm going to piggyback on what I was talking about before for a second. Have you ever thought of doing like some sort of recording as well for like children's recording? Have you ever done that
Yeah, so I
for your
actually have a
music?
yeah, so I have a course. Look, I know that parents, because I'm one of them, especially a parent with special needs, parents are
Right.
overwhelmed. They're really stressed. They feel like they're going on autopilot, and they feel like in many ways they're just surviving, so they're not actually enjoying the journey and the experience of parenting itself. And so I created this course, which includes music and includes
Okay.
activities, but
See, this is
also
why I asked because see, I had to know that I didn't know. Sorry, guest or my audience that I didn't know. But yes, see, this is why I'm asking you because this is why your course is probably awesome because it does have that component that I truly believe is a great piece, and well, in educating kids too, and also bringing some easement. Like, okay, I also have children with special needs. I have a 24-year-old son with Asperger's, and I have a 15-year-old autism level 1 who has an intellectual disability, cerebral palsy, among other things. Poor little girl has to deal with bad heart and so on. Eyesight, needs braces. She's got all kinds of problems. But so that, I mean, to bring a little bit of joy and like a deep breath, because sometimes, like you said, parents are stressing about, like, I already know in the back of my mind that when I'm done with this, I've got like something else to do, and I got this to do and that to do and dinner to do and then dishes. And then after dishes, I got to do a little laundry, make sure the kids are okay, yada, yada, yada. Like, I'm already thinking about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And it's only 12 o'clock right now, 12:30 or whatever. But I mean, to be able to take some of that, that away and focus on something more positive, and especially with kids with special needs, I mean, that's actually really near. It's funny because I think you're like the male version of me in a way. We have a lot in common. Like, I too, I taught preschool my whole life, basically. And then I started a preschool, and I was writing a preschool curriculum. I mean, anyways, I
Yeah.
went off on a tangent about myself, which I don't mean to do all the time. I swear. I tend to do this on my episodes. I need to stop it, rewind.
You're doing
So
great,
let's
Jessica.
tell me a little bit more about your family dynamic. I mean, so what is it like for you doing your business and also, having a child that's on the spectrum? I mean, how hard is it for you? I mean, you're talking about parents are out there, but I mean, but how is it affecting you personally? I mean, with all that's on your shoulders.
Yeah, well, look, it's hard. It's really, really hard. It was hard. I mean, my son is now 21. He lives in a group home now, so he doesn't live with us anymore. But I talk to him almost every day. He's actually a wonderful musician himself.
Really?
Yeah, he's an incredible drummer, and he's actually in one of the bands that I'm in. So getting to play music with him is a gift. But when he was younger, it's very challenging. But music was one of the things that was so connecting and such a beautiful place of connection for us. And this is the thing about my course is that, the course is called Parenting A to E, turning the mundane into the memorable, right? Because the truth is that the everyday slog of parenting can be really hard. We have to wake them up, make sure they're getting dressed, make sure they're eating, make sure they're washing their hands, making sure they're fed, make sure that like bedtime is happening. There's all these everyday things. And so my course is how to make those things less stressful and actually more memorable and connecting. So the
So
music,
can you give me an idea? Give us an example.
totally, totally. So
Okay.
let's take something like bath time, where with your little ones, you got to make sure they're taking a bath, right? Well, that could be just another thing you have to get through, right? And and if your mindset is, oh my God, I'm drained, I'm exhausted, I gotta get through this, then then it's not gonna be fun for either, right? But the magic of music is everything. And so this is an example. I wrote a bathtub song, right? So when you give them a bath, you sing scrub, scrub, scrub in the tub. And I sang this with my kids. And now they've got this. We both looked forward to bath time, right? Because the song is silly and it's fun and it's connecting. And I have another part of my course with bath time rituals. So there's other things that you could do to make that whole time actually connecting and fun rather than a slog. And if you bring playfulness to the relationship on the things that you got to get done anyways, then awesome. Like if they have to pick up their laundry and put it in the hamper, you can nag them or you could turn it into a game, right? And so what's
Right.
going to be more connecting? What's going to be more fun, not just for your kid, but for you as a parent? And so my whole course like lays it out how to make so much of the everyday part more fun and more connecting so that your stress levels can ease. And that parents who use this course, that's what's happening for them. And that's what I want is more joy and ease.
Like you said, it builds memorable moments. So like my dad had a good morning song. I think I told you this before, but he had a good morning song that he would sing us, and it stuck in my mind forever. That's like a positive thing that I have for my dad. Amongst a lot of non-positive things, this is the one thing that I have a positive memory, and I can recollect back and how he used to sing this good morning song. It was such a stupid song, but it's one of those things you sing a stupid song, and it's almost setting up like a tradition. Like how you in Christmas time, how you would, most families have a tradition on how they open the presents. Like this one's for you, and they let that one person open it up, and then they go, okay, now this one's for you. Or everybody just tear into them. I mean, everybody's got a different thing, but these songs are like a tradition in the family, and not everybody can think of a stupid song like my dad thought up. like and so you have thought them up for you, for the families, and so this is one component of your course, right? This is
Yeah, totally. There's
teaching
14.
parents to
Yes, there's 14 original songs, and they're for play, they're for wake up, they're for bath time, they're for bedtime.
clean up.
There, there's all of these songs and they're very easy. Like, so,
Yeah.
and I've really encouraged parents, and they could play the recordings of the songs because you get that with the course. But what I'm really encouraging is for parents to actually sing to their own kids. And I know there's parents like, I can't sing. But the thing that I want parents to understand is that your voice to your children is the voice of love. So you sing to your own kids. 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds are not sitting there being music critics from the New York Times. They're not,
Right.
okay, Dad,
Right. Don't
you
be
were a little
afraid to
pitchy.
sing out of tune, parents.
Yeah. Little 7-year-old's not going like, Mom, you were a little pitchy there on the verse.
Right.
Like,
He's not no Simon Cowell sitting there like giving you an X. No.
yeah, right. I mean, your kids are just going to feel the love your voice is the voice of love. So you sing to your kids and they're going to always remember it. If you do, like what you were talking about, Jessica, with the opening gifts, is there's rituals. And if you do music ritualistically, your kids will always remember those songs and those moments. And that's the thing. Do you want your kids to grow up and look back on their childhood and have happy connecting memories of their relationship with you? Because if so, music is one of the most powerful ways you could do it. And that's part of what I lay out in my course. And the other thing is I've got a whole module on activities that they can do too. But the first part of the course is the philosophy of parenting A to E. And the A stands for affect. What most parents don't understand, what most parent educators do not talk about, is the power of how we use our body and our voice. Because all we're walking around with every day is our body and our voice. And if we can understand how to powerfully use the affect of our body language, where we actually put our body in relation to our kids, and our voice, and all the ways we can utilize all of the ways our voice can change tone and pitch and tempo. And that's what I teach. Because, sometimes people go, well, Craig, your child's performer and you do concerts and you run camps and kids love you and you're so charismatic. But I'm like, actually, anybody can do it. I actually break it down for you. So this is how you move your arms and hands. This is how you can use your voice. And I make it in these videos. It's like 3 to 5 minute videos. You watch it and you can immediately put it to use and you'll see your deepening connection and joy with your kid, like right away.
That's all. Okay. So can I ask you a question? What age group is your course for? Is it all ages or just
The
like
course
18 and younger or?
The course is really for kind of like, I think, first of all, any expecting parents, if they have this knowledge right at the outset, it gives them a head start. So I think it's really for like 0 to like 6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
think
think,
some of the tools, well, I don't want to stop your train of thought, but I think that this would be a great tool because like, okay, so I'm from a preschool, perspective because I did it my whole life, but I think this would be an awesome tool for teachers and
yeah, yes,
an awesome tool for daycare providers that own preschool centers to purchase the course or for their parents as a present. I think that would be an awesome thing. I mean, and they can have the course, I just think this is a great thing. I mean, those songs some of your music, I'm sure, can be like clean up. I'm sure you have someone for clean up. We used to do the clean up, clean up, everybody, everywhere. That one.
right.
Clean up, everybody, do your share. But we would play it while we sing it while we're cleaning up, and the teacher, I would give my kids like, I don't know, like 3 minutes to like clean up the mess, 5 minutes, and we'd sing that dang song for that whole time. And the kids were singing it, they loved it, and it made it not so bad, like picking up your blocks and doing all your chores and all
Yeah,
that kind of
right.
stuff.
Exactly. I've trained teachers and I've trained a lot of people how to work with kids. And I've just taken the best of it in a non-intimidating way. It's like, you don't have to sit and watch an hour video. Like the course is very brief videos and PDFs. So it's all there, super easy. And you just, boom, you can apply it right away. And this is what I want for parents, because we're all overwhelmed. We don't have a lot of time, but man, if you can watch a quick 3-minute video and all of a sudden use that, or take a quick little song and all of a sudden you like, even something as simple as like playing with bubbles, or if they have to wash their hands, I have a hand washing song, right? And I know that preschools, around San Diego use it,
We
and
do that too. Mhm.
their kids love it. And so I would love for any preschool director, if they want to train their teachers on any of this, to get in touch with me, and I will give a discount for my course, because I want this in the hands of people who are with kids.
Yeah, that's I mean, perfect. I see I should market you. So let's see who else we can market to out there. No, just playing. Tell me a little bit more about the course. Okay, so we got the tone and affect. What is another one? Keep going. I want to learn.
So parenting A to E, the A stands for affect, and the affect leads to the E, and that is the effectiveness. Ultimately, you want to be effective in having a loving, trusting, bonded connection. Master your affect. Master and be mindful of, how are you using your voice? And where are you placing your body, and how are you using your body? There are a million ways we can use our fingers and our hands and our arms, even our shoulders, that people don't think about. But I lay it all out in the course. So the first module is learning affect. The second module is these 14 songs, and I teach the parents how to use each song to maximize connection. And then the third module are these 10 activities where they can practice using their body and their voice with these 10 super fun activities. And then I've got bonus material like bedtime rituals and bath time rituals, and then how to get your kids to clean up their room without nagging them. So that's the course.
You're like a miracle worker.
It's a
So you also have a book that you've already released. Let's talk about that one real quick. Your book, your one that's out, not the new one, because we're going to discuss that in a second.
Okay.
Your other book.
Yeah. So the title of it should really give it away of what it's about. It's called How to Stress Less and Have More Fun with Your Kids.
Oh, there you go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about that book.
So I kind of break it down into like kind of 4 main things that people really need to be able to do. But I want to talk about the first one that I really get into in this book. And that is, I think, beyond anything else, what parents need to do is take care of their well-being. Because when we are not taking care of our well-being, it is really, really hard to be the parent that we want to be. So if we're not getting sleep, and if we are not, if we're not eating, if we are so overwhelmed that we don't ever do anything that feeds our own souls, like it's not good. And if we're like so stressed and tense all the time, we're going to be yelling, we're going to be screaming, we're going to be jumping and barking at our kids. And so it doesn't have to be much, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be like, a full spa day. That would be great if you can do that. But it could be something as simple as, I'm taking 5 minutes now, I'm calling up my best friend and just connecting. It could be, I'm putting on my favorite song and I'm blasting it throughout the house, and I'm having a little dance party because I just want to feel energized. It could be going to like, if you're married, or if you have a significant other, being like, I just need a 2-minute hug right now. It can be an embrace. I'm a daily meditator. Like for me, I meditate every morning. And so that's what helps keep me kind of grounded and chill. It could, for some people, it might be like sipping some lemonade. I mean, it could be anything, but like, treat yourself and take care of your well-being so that you can be the kind of parent you want to be.
I kind of want all of the above. Can I have one of everything? I can see it where people are listening right now going, oh yeah, I can see me trying to call my friend and my kids are like, mom, 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 as you're on the phone with your friend. And it's like, hold on, Betty. What? I can see that happening.
Yeah.
But I also do know that, like they say in the airplane, you got to put your own mask on first before you can put the mask on your child. So
Right.
you do need to have, and I talk about this. I've had an episode. Well, I haven't aired it yet, but I do have episodes where I'm like, get your fiction fix, where you grab a book and, take a bath and read a book and take a moment for yourself. There's moms out there. We don't do it very often, but get off your phone, stop scrolling on and playing video games on your phone, because that is not relaxing. That is more stress.
Jessica, are you trying to do a segue into my book that's coming out? Because because my new book actually is called.
Look, we are like this.
Yeah. Because my book that is going to be released in the next week or two is called The Parks Party Central parent-child screen-free activity book, and it's 25 activities that parents and kids can do together that are weird, they're wacky, they're totally fun and totally proven. I've done them all with with my kids, and I know other parents have already done it. I've like tested this out on other parents, and the feedback I'm getting, I'm so excited to get this out. And there's one parent who's telling me that before this book, she was on autopilot, and and she was yelling. And after doing some of these activities, the whole tone and in her house changed, and she's more relaxed, and her kids are belly laughing, and she's just like she feels so much different. And so totally excited to get this out. And this what's different about this book is that these are activities that you're not really going to find anywhere else. And they were born out of the pandemic because when the pandemic started, my daughter was 5 at the time, and I turned to her and I said, and I was like in a funk. I was like, "Hey, do you want to do a show with me?" And she was like, "Yeah." So we did this show called Parks Party Central on my Facebook Live, and people would show up live with us, and it was interactive games, and it was music, and it was comedy, and we ended up doing 70 of these episodes. And in each episode, my daughter and I would do sometimes several activities that we wanted parents to be able to do with their kids at home during the pandemic. And so I went back and I extracted 25 of these activities. So when people buy the book, they'll get the activities, but they'll then be able to click on a link and they'll be able to see the clip of my daughter and I actually doing these ridiculous things from the show itself. Totally fun.
So is your book an ebook, or is it? So
It's a di-
obviously you can't.
it's a
It's
digital book.
digital.
Yeah, it's not a paper.
Okay.
It's a digital book.
And so what was the title of the book? I'm sorry, I don't know if I got that.
So it's called
The second book.
It's called the Parks Party Central. That's the show that we did. Parent-child screen-free activity book.
Oh, how fun. And so they can get that on, okay, so where can they get your first book? Is that on Amazon?
It's not on Amazon. They need to go to and so this is the cover of it right here.
Oh, okay. Oh, sweet. So you have a website that they can go to get your
All this stuff.
to
Yeah.
both all your books and your program or your course.
Yeah.
And okay, perfect. Okay.
And it's parentingharmony.com.
Okay. Well, see, that's off. That's easy.
Yeah.
Harmony.com. That's
Yeah.
an easy thing to remember. I'm going to put your information on my website so that when people listen to this, they'll go there and be able to find the link to your website as well. And I want parents and teachers, even if you're a kindergarten teacher, first grade teacher, third grade teacher, fourth grade teacher, fifth grade, almost really, right? That's like the age that this is going to be helpful. And I have a fifth grade teacher sister. And so I know I have, like I said, I taught preschool for a very long time, and I can see this being applicable in the world of preschool centers, daycare, family daycares, home daycares.
Yeah. Especially when they're groups of kids, because just get like one of the songs, and I'm not going to give it away, but one of the songs is like guaranteed. If you're having a hard time getting a big group of kids' attention, there's a song I have. It's a very silly song that will instantly get them all like, and it is like pure magic. It is so fun and it's so ridiculous, but it works. And as a camp director, when I have 100, 200 people in front of me and I would announce we're doing, and then I'd say the song and I'd go into it, boom, the attention is right there. So that alone is worth the price of admission.
I mean, I just think that, like I said, this is an applicable course and books for a lot of parents out there, especially like you said, while they're this would be a really good gift for a baby shower. I mean, if you know anybody that's going to have a baby, give them something out of the box, something a little bit different. Like nobody else will be giving this gift to them. Give them a box of diapers and then give them the course and the books and the ebooks. I bet you it'll mean a lot I think it'll mean more to them having like you put some thought into it and something different. I always love to give like unique gifts. I think this would be a great gift. So we're going to put a pin in it here, but I want everybody to go to my website, justsaying.net, and find Craig's course and his books, find his link, and it'll take you to his website, which has everything there. And go grab it for your preschool, for your friends, like I said, for your baby shower gift. I mean, I think that's an awesome thing. And come follow me on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. Please subscribe. I need some subscribers. I am on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I am on Instagram, and you can find my podcast. Well, you're actually listening to it now, but you can tell friends that it's wherever you can get it free. That is where my podcast will be. So, Craig, thank you so much for spending some time with us today and letting us know a little bit about your program and your books. I think they're awesome, and I think you're awesome too. I swear, you're
Oh,
just like me. You're like the male version of me.
we're both awesome. Thank you, Jess.
I
What a,
think you're more talented, but I just, I have to put it out there. I mean, I cannot play the guitar very well. I can play a smidgen, but for a couple, what is it? Choir hymns, but that's all I like. That's all I can do. So I love people that are artists, that are musicians, and that they use it in a positive way, and they just don't swindle it and hold it to themselves and for their family. You're out there like giving it to everybody, and I think that's special. And I think you're a great guy, and I hope everybody really go and get his course and his books. Trust me, you're not gonna be disappointed. So,
thank you, Jess. I appreciate that so much.
all right, thank you for being on the show today. I really do appreciate it. All right, see you later.
Gather around when the sun dips low, talking about the days we used to know. VCR tapes and dial-up tones, raising kids living with achy bones. Leather jackets and big hair days, now it's carpool lines and PTA. Neon dreams turn into schoolyard fights, but our hearts glow in retro nights. We are Gen X, living both worlds. From cassette tapes to a digital world. Parenting now with a nod to the past. The retro love we know will last. We are Gen X, living both worlds. From cassette tapes to a digital world. Parenting now with a nod to the past. The retro love we know will last. We've danced to the beats of the boombox sound. Now bedtime stories echo all around. But deep inside we're the mixtape kings, still fighting life with arcade dreams. Feeding families with a pizza slice, telling tales with a side of advice.